Okay, I'm recording audio test to say some stupid shit.
Hey, did you know Blue Skies is getting
It's a fucking... I'm a fucking gamer. I am a fucking gamer, guys.
Hello, guys, this is me, Luigi.
It's
Your name's
Luigi.
Oh, hello.
Fuck off, Dillweed. No one wants to hear your stupid ass shit.
Like, I have an amazing.
Alright,
memory.
audio's good.
Okay, good.
Okay, so, since Fonzo hasn't watched RWBY in a while, and Blocko has never seen RWBY, I've compiled a recap of... Here, let me start screen sharing. Fuck. Someone else is... Yeah. I'm gonna have fucking a trip trying to...
I'm not gonna be on my high horse, but if the Fonzo live stream from Stardew has taught me that I'm gonna be the star of the show.
Yeah. I'm going to have a trip trying to fucking get the footage for... Because apparently you can't, like, record the movies, because the only way to watch it on YouTube is through YouTube Movies now.
Oh,
So that means... Yeah, so that means... Oh yeah, they took all the episodes off of YouTube because they kept getting demonetized, so the only ways to watch it is through YouTube Movies and on their website.
Oh.
So
Wow,
I'm going to have to record the footage off their website and then line it up with the YouTube Movies version. So that's going to be fun.
That's a lot of hard work.
fun.
Yeah. Anyway,
Fun.
let's start with some of the lore, the basics.
Oh no. Oh no.
You were kidding.
This is a 4-page document.
Oh no.
Don't worry, we can get through this pretty quickly. Let's go. Each character is based off a fairy tale. Color is an important aspect of the show. One of their 2 moons is shattered. They forget about the existence of the non-shattered moon in later volumes though, but it's still here in this one. The world is called Remnant. There are 4 kingdoms, even though they have councils, so they shouldn't be called kingdoms, but the world building in this show is kind of fucking shit, to be honest. The names of the 4 kingdoms are Vale, Atlas, Mistral, and Vacuo, with Vale being the one that our protagonists live in. Dust. These are the elemental energy crystals that run the world. It is called dust in reference to one of the origin myths of man in their world, where man was born from dust. Like actual dust, not energy crystal dust.
So say Thanos, Infinity Stones, Snap, Dust.
Oh my god.
They come in different elements like fire, electricity, ice, earth, and so on. Dust can be used to power people's weapons, and it can be incorporated into their semblances. I'll explain what a semblance is later.
This is just like Avatar and Avengers.
Aura. This
Infinity War.
is the manifestation of people's soul. It acts as a force field that can heal people's wounds and allow them to perform superhuman feats. It basically allows them to do the cool anime fights. It can be switched on and off. It only does this stuff when it's on, but it can weaken over time. The process being quickened by the user taking damage, and leave the user helpless. All living creatures, except for the creatures of Grimm, which I'll explain what they are later, have auras. Though before someone can use their aura, it has to be unlocked. This can be achieved through training, meditation, some weird-ass rituals, and emotional trauma.
Me.
Yeah, basically just Fonzo. Semblance.
Woo!
These are basically quirks from My Hero Academia.
Yo, let's go.
They are unlocked the same way Aura is unlocked. Through traumatic experiences.
That's my kind of style.
Yeah, my father just got stabbed. Oh hey, I can shoot lightning from my fingers now.
I would have a
killed my
No. My dad went to the store and never came back. Oh hey, I can levitate water bottles.
No, not the water bottle.
What
Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Little world.
Okay, so, Grimm. The creatures of Grimm are the evil monsters that roam the world of Remnant. They come in many different varieties, and you'll learn more about how they operate in Volume 2. Huntsmen and huntresses are the people who fight Grimm and generally work to protect the world and its people. They are trained initially at combat schools scattered around the kingdoms, though this is just to prepare them for the entrance exams to earn the transcripts needed to go to one of the 4 huntsman academies, with one being in each kingdom. This is where they work to officially become huntsmen and huntresses. The academy our protagonists are attending is called Beacon Academy. There, people are placed into teams of 4, with the team name made up of the initials from each person's first or last name. Faunus. These are the animal people like cat girls and stuff. They are racially oppressed and remnant. Oh yeah, Blanco, this series has racism.
Awesome, my favorite.
And they are like people with an extra animal trait and night vision. That's all the lore that is not tied into any specific character, so let's get into the characters.
Oh God! Oh no! No!
Ruby Rose.
You!
AKA the boring one.
Yay!
She's the main protagonist of the show. She wields a giant scythe that also transforms into a high-impact sniper rifle, the weapon being named Crescent Rose. Her...
That sounds cool as shit!
Oh yeah, the weapons in this show are fucking awesome. Her semblance allows her to turn into a burst of rose petals and move around very fast. She was let into Beacon 2 years early and is overall kinda young and naive. She wants to become a huntress because she wants to be like the heroes in the books Yang, her older sister, read to her when she was younger. She also doesn't want to be seen as anything special and is not very good with people, being very socially awkward and prefers to be on her own. She's also very horny for weapons.
Oh man.
Though over the course of Volume 1, she comes to accept working with others and having other friends. This happens through her not wanting to be on Weiss's bad side, tying back to her not wanting to be seen as special or anything, and wanting to be seen as anyone else. Though she isn't a perfect leader yet, and still likes doing hero stuff and killing Grimm off on her own more than anything, and that temptation does get the better of her at times. Though she does show potential in being a great leader. There are also subtler hints of a connection between all of this and the person she was close to who presumably died. RWBY felt very torn up about it, and the song, yes, there is extra info in the soundtrack, goes on with the warning from the one who presumably died, begging RWBY to not go down the same path they did, and that RWBY is doing exactly that.
Could you run that again?
No, I'm just remembering all this, and I'm just like,
yep, that's fucking RWBY. Wow, how bland! Okay, so anyway. Oh, fuck, that's Weiss.
I would be lying if I said RWBY wasn't cute, but that's all she has going for her.
Yang!
Yeah.
Look at this. Take in this beauty.
What the hell is it? What the fuck?
I found an image edit. I found an image edit that was funny.
Wow.
Okay, she's basically the mom sister with anger and impulsivity issues.
Me.
She's the badass one who makes a lot of jokes and stuff.
Me.
Aside from the song, yes, the song's, I already said that, stating that Yang deeply cares for RWBY and will always have her back, Yang abandons RWBY twice in Volume 1, and it shows Yang's impulsivity. I mean, she does deeply care, but she doesn't always do the best decisions to show it.
She's stupid, basically.
Yang gets more depth this volume. Weiss Schnee,
Whoa.
aka the racist bitch.
Oh man, I was starting to actually feel attracted.
She is the heiress to the Schnee Dust Company. This company is the largest seller of dust and producer of dust products in the world, though it has been widely criticized for effectively using faunus slavery to mine the dust and make dust products. The company was started by Weiss's grandfather. One of her defining character traits is her loneliness. Her song was about her loneliness, and also the wanting bunk beds as a child comment plays off of this sense of loneliness. We can gather this comes from her shitty upbringing in Atlas, specifically her father who owns the company being a massive piece of shit. You can gather from her behavior, specifically with her being a stupid petty rich bitch, who's also racist at first, that she got whatever she wanted materially growing up, but her family was very emotionally distant. Over the course of the initiation arc, RWBY managed to get through to her and caused her to have a moment of self-awareness, which led to Weiss proclaiming that RWBY does in fact have skills in battle and that she will be nicer. This only lasted until it turned out RWBY was chosen to be the leader, where Weiss went right back to her previous attitude until she was told off by one of the teachers.
Oh
She was told to savor what she does have, and Weiss realizes she has the chance to make some genuine connections and move past her loneliness, and declares that she will be the best teammate over, and starts to open up to RWBY. She warms up to the team very quickly, but she still needs to work through some of her shitty attitudes, specifically her overt racism. She shifts the blame of her shitty home environment off her father and the Sneedgust company and onto the Faunus and the White Fang. Though by the end, thanks to her previous development and probably understanding how alone and isolated Blake felt, she manages to accept Blake. They completely forget about her overcoming her racism aspect of her character arc after this, unfortunately, in Volume 2. Like, they legitimately completely forget she was racist.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
And you don't know why she decided to become a huntress at Beacon yet, but you can definitely surmise that it was partially due to trying to get away from her shitty home environment. Her semblance is her glyphs, basically, so yeah. Oh yeah, and you don't know why Yang's semblance yet, that you learn it this volume. Okay, so, Blake Belladonna.
What the fuck? What's that?
This is art.
Who did this? What monster decided to get up in the morning and say, hey, I want to do this today?
A madman. A madman. That actually kind of made my heart jump.
Hey, Blocko, do you find this one attractive?
I say it's better than RWBY.
Okay, so, Blake Belladonna. She is a former member of the White Fang, a civil rights movement focused on towards giving the Faunus real equality after the humans didn't hold up their end of the equality deal after the Great War. Blake was basically raised in the movement, attesting protests even back when she was a child. The movement started out purely peaceful, but over time grew to using more radical methods, like burning down shops that refused to serve the Faunus and stealing cargo from companies that used Faunus slave labor. This shift was due to the peaceful methods not working and the Faunus's plights continuing to be ignored. Blake left the movement because she felt that these methods were wrong, with her reasoning being that they were getting equality out of fear instead of respect. Though the real reasons become more obvious when you realize she is a Faunus and she wears a bow to hide her cat ears. At this point, you don't know the more specific reasons, but you can presume that where you're at, that all of the racism she faced left her traumatized, and she is letting her fear get the better of her. She worked with a guy named Adam, where we're shown are ideologically opposed, with Adam not giving a shit about the lives of the people who perpetuate the racist system, while Blake holds this stance more concerned about the lives of everybody. She doesn't really have a strong stance on what is the best way to handle things, also being largely influenced by her fear, is back and forth on handling other people's racism. At times she'll call people out like Weiss on their shitty behavior, but at other times we'll sit back and everyone else will let the racism happen. Oh yeah, the racism is so deeply seated that even our heroes, who are supposed to be the people who protect the people, will sit back and let the racism happen. Though they aren't consciously racist and legitimately hateful, and will openly feel sorry about how hard Faunus have it, it's more of a subconscious thing.
Wow.
While Blake knew how bad the White Fang got, apparently, she didn't want to accept it until she saw it with her own eyes. Though she is onto something because the White Fang is working with people like Roman Torchwick, who is one of the villains of the series. He's the Roman Torchwick is the Clockwork Orange guy.
Remember when Lee tried to show us the Clockwork Orange?
You know, he's the guy that looks like the guy from Clockwork Orange.
I haven't seen Clockwork Orange.
I've seen a bit of it.
Blake is very controlled by her fear and trust issues. She tries to avoid any meaningful interaction with Team RWBY at first until Yang's jokes manage to get through to her. Then she goes in a complete opposite direction, trying really hard to fit in, presumably out of a sense of, oh shit, please don't let him catch me. When they learned she was a Faunus, she ran away, and now she's back, and she needs to grow to trust Team RWBY more.
We're back.
They completely and utterly fuck up the racism storyline, because Volume 5.
Hold on.
Jean Arc. He's the one that oh, wait, did Fonzo say hold on?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, future Mynti here. Like, fuck, this video's been in production for so long. Anyway, me and Blocko are about to have a conversation about the racism in this show, and I want to say that I feel like I was being pretty insensitive during this whole conversation, and yeah. Also, I don't do a very good job representing how like how badly all the racism is handled in this show, and I would have to recommend this video by Unicorn of War. It does have spoilers for volumes 1 through 7, but they do a very good job explaining just how badly this show fucks up the racism plot and just the stuff about racism as a whole. But yeah, no, sorry, Blocko, they completely fuck up the racism arc.
So they were like...
They fuck it up so bad that it's basically turns right around to racism is good, actually.
Wow, that's
completely
really bad.
Unintentionally.
That is awful.
Yeah. It's one of the many reasons why Volume 5 fucking sucks.
What? Why? Racism is...
Well, they don't
supposed to
overtly say
broadcast-
racism is bad. I guess it's like, fighting racism is bad, actually.
Why?
Because the writers are fucking stupid.
Hey, you know what's funny? Racism. Let's put it in the show.
Yeah, well, actually, that's basically what they did. They were just like, they literally were just like, oh, hey, we want a reason for the cat girls in our show. Fuck it, let's throw racism in.
That's like, that reminds me of the Star Wars prequels. It's like this fun space adventure trilogy, and they're like, hey, let's make a whole political thing on Jedi. That's what I'm getting from it.
Yeah, basically. No, literally, they were just like, yeah, let's just throw racism in.
That's awful.
It is.
That's really bad.
Yeah, they really, really fucked up.
That's like saying, hey, I'm gonna make my series all about racism and how orange people can't eat oranges. Why do they do that?
Well, no, the message that goes like, oh, the White Fang are bad because they're using violence in a show about fucking anime fights.
Wow.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where it's like, violence is bad! In a show about fighting.
Violence is bad. Wow.
Yeah.
Sometimes violence could be used for self-defense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and then it's like one of the ones, it's like, oh, he's bad, though. It's like, oh, and there was actually an instance where it was like, oh, one of them basically defended themselves, and it's like, oh, well, that's bad because they used violence. And I'm like, what the fuck?
What are they doing in there?
Yeah. Like, everyone agrees that the racism plotline in RWBY is shit.
I wouldn't... Honestly, if they had announced that they were doing it, I would cut myself off completely from that show.
It's like, they've gotten a little better, though. They at least seem to understand what racism is now.
Yeah, they're just shoving it down our throats like, hey, look, racism. We did it.
It's like, we understand what racism is now.
It's like...
We understand that it's more than just mean people than being mean.
People are just... They can't... Sometimes they can't write for shit.
This is what happens when you don't do research.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you're a white person and you don't do research before you write racism.
This is what happens when people write things and they say, hey, racism.
Writers out there, if you're wanting to do intensive world building, take a fucking sociology class.
Yeah, exactly. Or take a... Wait, no. What's class?
Take a racism class.
Just imagine if there is one.
Just the whole fucking college course that's focused on teaching people how to be racist.
Welcome to 101 Racism.
Welcome to Racism 101. Step 1. Ignore Black Lives... Ignore all protest and say that it's violent. That's bad because it's violent.
I'll be right back.
Remember, guys, if the racism protest is peaceful, ignore it. If it's violent, say they're evil monsters. And there you go. YMCA! The YMCA!
I don't know why I did that.
So yeah, I just explained to Blocko that they fucked up the racism arc, like, really badly. It's Cloud.
The more I see these characters, the more I hate them.
What did they do to him?
This is the one that Fonzo related to.
He's the only character I like so far.
I thought you liked Weiss.
Which one is it?
The white one. The racist bitch.
I might have, but I've forgotten quite about her.
She had the character development.
She's all right.
His real name is Jean Arc. He
Last
faked his transcripts to get in. He felt he wasn't good enough and didn't belong, but he also didn't want help because of this macho idea of being a hero who effortlessly saves the day. He had a small arc about learning to get help from others. He's also a massive simp for Weiss.
Aside from the sim part, that's literally me.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm just going to ad-lib the rest, so...
So yeah, he's
Fuck off.
basically me. All those things that you just described.
No, he's me!
He's the relatable one.
Yeah, we'll go with that. That's what it is.
Anyway, Horny, a.k.a.
Or
Kira.
the eyes.
Hello, Haruhi with red hair. How's it going?
Oh, great.
Anyway, this one is Horny. I mean, Pyrrha.
Oh, really?
She's the perfect student who is the best at everything. She's apologizes all the time, says I'm sorry a lot, and she is very horny for Jean. Ren and Nora. Quiet, loud, they're the comic relief characters.
Oh yeah, you gotta have two comic relief characters, or it
Yeah.
wouldn't be a good show.
Sun, he's the chill guy. He's also a Faunus.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's
Nice design, actually.
Yeah, he's really chill. Penny, she's the socially inept one who also turned out to be a complete fucking badass.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. That's all the characters so far.